guy?
I don't think I'm his type. He's like gay Tom Brady.
What are you into? One of these ripped idiots with no opinions?
No, I'd like someone who's physically very frail and won't stop talking.
And I bet he's as intimidated by you as you are by him.
I'm down for whatever.
Yeah, I can do whenever, and I can do whatever.
Cool. Whatever, whenever. GIF of Michael Scott dancing.
Office GIF? This person isn't gay.
That right there was a clip from the new film Bros, which had its public appearing in America last night at the Castro Theater. And joining us now to chat more about this new film are Billy Eichner and Luke Macfarlane. Billy, Luke, thank you guys for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're so excited to talk about this new film. I know you guys are too. First and foremost, what can fans expect from the film Bros?
It's a movie we made with Judd Apatow, who produced it, and Nick Stoller, who wrote it with me and directed it. Those guys have made some of the funniest movies of the past 20 years.
Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
I love that
40-Year-Old Virgin.
All of them.
Knocked Up, Superbad, Neighbors, so many movies. So they made Bros with me and with Luke, and it's the first time they made a movie about a gay couple. But it's just as funny as all of those movies, and it's also really uplifting. You know, we wanted to make a movie that gave people a really good reason to leave their house and to sit in the theater with their friends or on a date or even alone and just laugh out loud for 2 hours, escape the world, and I think you leave feeling really good. It's a real feel-good movie.
Well, I'm really excited to see it. I personally love comedies. Now, something you mentioned I'd love to touch on a little bit more is the first major rom-com film produced by, you know, a major production company when it comes to a gay couple. Why was that important for you guys to be able to be a part of that?
Well, we have watched a lot of movies growing up with straight couples falling in love and learning a little bit about what that is like as a gay person. Got to see those a lot as a teenager, and now I think teenagers get to see, especially gay teenagers, get to see what a gay couple falling in love is all about. And straight people need to see that as well, too.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I think what's so fun and exciting about the movie, for straight people especially, is that it's not only really funny, but you're getting a peek behind the curtain at a culture and characters you think you might know from seeing gay characters on sitcoms, but you really don't know. And this movie is like really bold, it's really honest, it's really fun, and you know, in some ways it has all the elements of the classic romantic comedies we all love, but it's also in other ways unlike any comedy you've ever seen, and that's what makes it fun.
Incredible. Well, like you said, representation is incredibly important, and like I said, really excited to see this film. Now, let's get into your characters, both of you. Luke, first and foremost, tell us about your characters. Some similarities, differences.
Aaron is a professional lawyer. I am definitely not a lawyer. I am an actor, but I think Aaron is the kind of guy that chose a path where he could sort of feel comfortable and secure and not have to reveal a lot about himself. And what most of his journey in this movie is about sort of discovering, again, even as an openly gay guy, that we have a lot of baggage. We have a lot of sort of protection. Aaron is a guy that probably works out way too much. Luke Macfarlane also works out probably a little bit too much. But
my body's amazing too, just to put it out
Both
there.
of them, yes, incredible.
Absolutely. But once, you know, sort of strips that stuff away, speaking of stripping, I spend a lot of the movie not wearing a shirt, so that was
So a lot of people have that to look forward to.
Yes, that's right. But it's about falling in love, and falling in love, a lot of it is about removing that sort of protective shell that we have around ourselves.
Incredible. And what about you, your character, Bobby?
Yeah, Bobby's very confident, very outspoken, has a lot of opinions, hopefully funny opinions about the world and about culture and politics and all of it. What's interesting about the movie is that both characters are guys, you know, 40-year-old guys who have both prided themselves on not needing a relationship. They're kind of judgmental about people who are codependent, and they both really pride themselves on being emotionally unavailable, people who don't need to be in a relationship. And the idea we started off with was, what happens when two people like that meet and fall in love with each other? Like, how do they navigate it? How does that go? It's awkward, it's funny, it's sexy, it's romantic, and it's ultimately about, you know, letting your guard down and being vulnerable, which is not just an issue gay men deal with. I think a lot of men in general deal with that, especially when you do fall in love with someone.
That's so true.
Maybe we can be emotionally unavailable together.
Yes, that's what his character says to me when he's trying to flirt. And that's what's so fun about the movie, like the way, especially with all the texting now and the way people meet on apps, like it's just allowed everyone, anyone who's who's been single in the past 10 or 20 years knows this. Like, all the texting and stuff, like, has allowed everyone to be really passive-aggressive with each other.
Isn't that the truth,
And it's so frustrating. I'm a single guy. Like, it's so frustrating. It's so hard to navigate. You know, you want to put yourself out there, but you don't want to seem too needy and all that stuff. No one wants to commit, but everyone really does want to be in love. And so Bros is all about that.
People send pictures that have been filtered and edited and face-tuned.
Yeah, you never know what you're really going to get anymore nowadays.
You don't,
right?
and people are totally different when they text you compared to when you meet them in real life.
Yeah, that's
Everyone's
so true.
fronting, you know, everyone's trying to like be cool and be tough, but ultimately you can't be tough all the time if you're going to be in a relationship with someone, and that's what the movie's about.
Yeah.
I like the idea of people maybe going to Bros on a first date.
I like that idea,
think that's
too.
a good idea.
It's a good icebreaker,
I think we should
too.
challenge people to that, actually.
And it's really funny. Like, you know, it is an honest movie when it comes to love and relationships, but it's ultimately a really funny movie. You know, we sat down and said, what is the funniest possible thing that can happen in every scene? And Judd and Nick's movies are known for being explosively funny, like the scene in Bridesmaids where they go to the wedding store and they're trying on wedding dresses, or when Steve Carell's getting his chest waxed in The 40-Year-Old Virgin. Like, we wanted to do our version of that, and I think people are really going to enjoy themselves.
Well, what would you say your guys' moment would be in that movie, that aha moment where people are just going to die laugh?
I think there's a few of them. I think in the movie, because our characters are trying to be so tough, it takes us a minute to actually get together. We're playing this cat and mouse game with each other, and then we actually get into a fight. A physical fight. Right, because he's frustrating me so much, and I'm trying to prove to him that I'm tough, like physically tough, in addition to just being like emotionally tough. But it's that physical fight which ends up transforming into our first time actually like hooking up. And that scene is really funny and surprising and pretty much unlike any bit of physical comedy most people have ever seen.
Yeah, because every good sex scene should start with a physical fight.
Yeah, it starts with wrestling and it becomes something much different.
Well, I will absolutely love that. Now, when it comes to the people and the audience who are going to be watching this movie, what do you guys hope that they really take away, the main message?
Well, we've gone to a couple screenings now, and the thing that I'm always surprised at is it really is laughter all the way through. There are jokes all the way through, so much to the point that you almost want to go back a second time to actually hear some of the things, because Billy Eichner is incredibly funny, and he has some very, very funny lines that sometimes the laughter is over them so you can't hear it. So I just really want people to laugh. I really do.
Yeah, we just had our world premiere at the Toronto Film Festival a few nights ago, and the audience was just like rocking with laughter, start to finish. And I think, you know, because of COVID and other things, I think people have forgotten how much fun it is to go see a great comedy in a movie theater, sit in the dark.
It's a whole experience.
It's a whole experience. It's magical. It's powerful. You know, our world is very bleak. There's a lot of stuff to be angry about and a lot of anxiety we all have. And like Bros is a great escape from all of that. And we need movies that make us feel good about life as much as we need gritty action movies, which are also
100%.
great. But this is a really uplifting experience.
Well, thank you both so much for coming on the show and telling us what we can expect from Bros. I'm really looking forward to watching it.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Thank you,
Bros
guys.
opens in theaters all over North America, September 30th. Go with your friends, your straight friends, your gay friends, your LGBTQ friends. I guarantee you are going to have a great time.
I even brought my mother.
He brought his like lovely, quiet, shy Canadian mother, and she was laughing her butt off.
She really was.
Incredible.
And cried.
Well, thank you both so much. I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you.
We will have a link on our website at liveinthebay.tv, but for now, you can see Bros for yourself in theaters.